Hello and welcome to QNN. I'm Lauren Zarefoss. As the NBA playoffs continue to heat up, our special correspondent, John Arsenago, took a look at what's been happening around the league. Lionel Messi saves the day for Barcelona. Messi's second goal of the game and his 500th for the club gave Barcelona the tiebreaker against Real Madrid. What a tough loss. Another death, beloved 70s TV mom Florence Henderson died on Thursday. Known as Miss Brady to almost everyone, she was the fun mom everybody wanted. In 2010, Henderson appeared on Dancing with the Stars and came back to the ballroom this year to support her on-screen daughter, Maureen McCormick. McCormick, along with other stars, took to Twitter reacting to her passing. In just a few hours, fans and students alike will be here cheering on the Bobcats in their first ever Sweet 16. Here are what fans had to say about your Quinnipiac Bobcats. 2016 has been another strong year for Carly Lloyd as she campaigns for another FIFA Ballon d'Or. Her campaign kicked off against Ireland on January 23rd. As we head into the second half, Lowry, behind the back dribble baseline kick to Powell, who knocks down a three again. Here we go, DeRozan to Powell again, and he slams it home. Milwaukee loses to Toronto 118-93. Powell, playoff career high, 25 points. So Matt, we're going into the ECAC tournament for men's hockey. What is the big difference between this year's team versus last year's team? They have 13 losses in the regular season already this year. They only had 3 last year. What is our big difference? We're playing Brown in the first round. Brown is ranked at the bottom of the conference. What is our expectation going into this first round of the tournament?
Lauren, is UConn's success good for women's basketball?
It is good for women's basketball. It's just like Tiger Woods was good for golf, where golfers had to step their game up to compete with him when he was in his prime. It's like Serena right now with tennis. What are you going to say? Serena doesn't need to play anymore because she's too good? Nobody says that about her. You've got to let UConn play and be there, and all the other college teams need to step up, figure out what Gino Auriemma is doing with these girls, and put that to the test.
Now, you mentioned a bunch of individual players, not necessarily team
Right.
sports there. Also, Bleacher Report just came out with a piece today, and I'm going to read it here. Sweet 16 and Elite 8 ratings this year for the women's NCAA.
Yes.
Ratings are down 27% compared to last year. Now, why is that? I would think it has something to do with everyone thinking, oh, UConn's just going to win.
Right, but if you don't watch, how do you know what's next? I mean, who knows? There's always a Cinderella. There's always a chance for an upset.
Is there always a Cinderella in women's basketball?
Most of the time,
UConn's going for 5 in a row.
they are going for 5 in a row, but I mean, some team has to figure out how to get there. They have to do it. Look
don't
at
know.
what Gino is doing and take that and put it into their team.
Adelie Martucci here with senior forward Morgan Mans from Southbury, Connecticut. Morgan, you have 4 more games left in the regular season. How does it feel that it's coming to a close?
Honestly, it's emotional. You are here playing basketball for 4 years, and it's your life. So realizing that you only have 4 more games that you could potentially not be playing after this. It's a little sad, but it's also it's exciting at the same time because you're going into playoff time, which is the most exciting time. So, everything you've worked for your 4 years here, it's you can show it off in this time.
What about your favorite thing? I know you've had 4 years. 4 years is a long time, but what has your favorite thing been about being a Bobcat?
Honestly, the people I've met. Obviously, you get a new class each year, better than the rest. They're also, every person I've met here has been amazing. Every teammate I've had, I know will look back on it and be like, the people I've met in my 4 years have been the best. Your teammates are here to do anything for you, and I know I can count on every single person I've met here. Basketball-wise, I'd probably say sophomore year when we won the MAC championship. I think that was very, very, very exciting, and we want to get back there this year, so hopefully we'll do that. This year, I feel like we're young. We only have 2 playing seniors, and obviously Brie Ramos, who got hurt, but there's only, 7 of us that have experienced this championship mentality, whereas there's 9 others that have never experienced this championship. So they don't really know what it feels like to, cut down the net. And I think, being to the championship game for them, it's tough. They need the experience, and once you actually have won and experience what it feels like, it just pushes you to work harder.
Good evening and welcome to QNN Sports. I'm Joe Joy. We have a full slate of Bobcat news for you tonight, ranging from the hardwood to the ice, as Quinnipiac begins to wrap up the winter season and unbox some spring fever. Plus, we'll even show you how a lucky tweeter scored a date with a supermodel this past week. But first, we begin with the battle for Whitney Ave. If you got your hands on a ticket for Quinnipiac versus Yale, consider yourself lucky. Students and diehard fans are hyped up for this epic rivalry as online servers instantly crashed when tickets went on sale. The puck drops for the classic Bobcat Bulldogs showdown this Friday at 7 p.m. at the High Point Solutions Arena. The Bobcats have had an underwhelming 2016-17 campaign so far, but still have a chance to turn the tide at home with a statement win heading into the ECAC tournament. Quinnipiac swept both games versus Yale last season, outscoring the Bulldogs 7-1. Hey, now let's not forget these ladies, they could skate too. And the women's ice hockey team closed out the regular season, ranked 10th in the nation and 5th heading into the ECAC tournament. The recipe for success on the ice, especially in the playoffs, is red-hot goaltending, and Quinnipiac's Sydney Rossman is locked in. The senior is coming back off back-to-back shutouts and has only allowed 3 goals in her last 5 games. Rossman registered her 26th career shutout in a 1-0 win versus Union and set a program record, passing Chelsea Layden and Victoria Vigilante in the 9-save effort. Rossman is also on pace to break the program's career save percentage record of .936 and goals allowed of 1.15. The Lady Bobcats are set to face 8th-ranked Princeton in a 3-game series this weekend in New Jersey. Quinnipiac acrobatics and tumbling fell to the University of Oregon this past weekend on an emotional day for the Bobcat community. The Bobcats honored assistant coach Manny Bonilla, who passed away days prior to the start of the season after a long battle with cancer. After a moment of silence, a short video was played to honor his dedication to the team. Manny's strong shirts were also sold to support his cause, with a quote from him on the back reading, "Keep going, no falling." Navy t-shirts were Manny's favorite color and will be on sale for the rest of the season. If you feel like you can succeed, shoot it. But this idea can also be used in your everyday life. The shot John Gerke took on Twitter was absolutely money. During Super Bowl 51, while the Falcons were up 21-0, professional tennis player and supermodel Jeannie Bouchard tweeted, "I knew Atlanta would win, by the way." Gerke, a 20-year-old college student, then asked if she'd go on a date with him if the Patriots won. Bouchard replied and simply said, "Sure." One historic Super Bowl comeback later, Bouchard tweeted, "LOL, it made a Twitter moment, and I will do it. I stay true to my word." Bouchard paid for Gerke's flight to Brooklyn, and their date began with courtside seats at a Nets game. She was later asked if he deserved a second date. Her response? "For sure." Gerke, listen, you're my man, bro. You're an inspiration. If anything, you're going to get me in trouble with the missus. I'm going to go home. I'm going to start sliding into some DMs, maybe swiping some right on Tinder. You know what? Shoot or shoot, man. I'm going to take my chances. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll be back next week with all the latest sporting news from around Quinnipiac and all of New England. Have a beautiful night, everybody. Bless up.